for our main event of the evening. And Joe, I tell you what, we're waiting for Andre Ward, such an impressive young man, 7-0, 4 knockouts against Kendall Gould.
Andre Ward is going to be a treat. It's not too often you get to see what I think is going to be a future superstar when they're at this stage of the game. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I tell you what do you love about Andre Ward? What do you like about his game?
What I love about him is, number one, he's a superior athlete. It's so great to get a fighter that's also an athlete, but an athlete that will fight. So you can get athletic fighters that don't fight and fighters that aren't very athletic, but when you get a fighter that's willing to fight and is extremely athletic and trains as hard as a guy like Andre Ward, who's as focused as he is for as young as he is, it's a can't miss.
Let's go to our third member of our broadcast team in Ron Krug.
All right, Ryan. Well, in 2004, Andre Ward was the first American to win the gold in boxing since 1996. It was an experience the young man from San Francisco, California will never forget.
You know, to really grasp what I went through and really understand it, you'd have to be in my shoes. But just a quick overview was awesome. You know, to represent my country like that and you know, a decade of hard work and you know, I missed a lot to get to those Olympics growing up as a kid, but like I was saying all the way leading up into Athens, Greece, I felt it was ordained for me to win that gold medal. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I felt that it was my destiny, and God, he got behind me and he led me through it, and here I am today, an Olympic gold medalist.
Well, you may think that winning a gold medal would guarantee that you would become a world champion once you become a pro, but Ryan, that's not necessarily true. Since 1976, 19 U.S. boxers have won gold, and only 11 of them have become world champions as a pros. So Andre Ward's got some work to do before he can get that world championship. Ryan?
All right, Ron, we appreciate it. And, of course, you look at David Reed. He's the last guy to win the gold back in 1996. So we will see where Andre Ward fits into this scheme. And this is going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. You know, I look at what happened with Andre in his last fight. You know, he struggled a little bit. He was actually in trouble in that first round, but he came back and showed the heart of a champion.
Listen, that's bound to happen. You know, the 4-time world champion Henry Armstrong got lost in his first fight. You know, a lot of great fighters can lose or have a rough time. It's how they overcome it and come back and then beat that in the future.
Well, we will see how he performs tonight. The Olympic gold medalist in Seoul, South Korea, making his way here to the ring at the Hitachi Palace Hotel and Casino. And this should be a very entertaining bout. I tell you what, you listen to Joe, he loves what he sees in this young man. And the sky's the limit for young Andre Ward. 7-0 his last fight. You see, it was a decision, but he did get the win.
Yeah, you know, Ryan, you know, Andre Ward said something that stuck out when I was just listening to him. He said, I miss my childhood. Guys that are that dedicated, they really do. They miss their childhood. They miss the parties. They miss the after-school stuff. They miss hanging out with their buddies, all for this one goal. And that's why it's going to pay off for him in the end.
Let's go up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the Hitachi Palace Hotel and Casino here in Lemoore, California, as it's time for our featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Goose & Tudor Promotions in association with the Hitachi Palace Hotel and Casino and HDNet. This bout is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Chris Mears, executive director Armando Garcia. Introducing our 3 judges, scoring the bout from ringside, Abe Bellardo, Ralph McKnight, and Marshall Walker. And our 3rd man in the ring, John Shorley. All right, fans, here we go with our featured bout of the evening. 6 rounds of boxing in a middleweight special attraction. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Hitachi Palace Hotel and Casino, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks and hailing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He weighed in at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds even. His record is even up with 7 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Candyman, Kendall Gould. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with gold trim, hailing from Oakland, California. He weighed in at 160 1/4 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the USA in the 2004 Olympic Games, he was our country's sole gold medalist. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with 7 wins, no losses, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated Andre Ward. Once again, a referee in charge, John Shorley, now to give instructions.
Okay, guys, I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
All right, this should be an interesting battle. Ward, it's his birthday today. Turns 22. How about that? So he's got to win tonight. I mean, if it's his birthday, he's got to do it. Let's show you tonight's tail of the tape. You look at the weight. Both guys weighed in at 160 pounds. You see the height differential for Andre Ward. The reach about the same, though. And Kendall Gould, you know, James, in a fight like this, he's looking to make his name tonight. We will see what happens against the Olympic gold medalist in Andre Ward.
Can't be on the rope.
All right, referee John Shorley. Going over final instruction. And we're underway here. Andre Ward and Kendall Gould. Ward right now sizing up the action. Nice left hand lands to the body. You see that long reach we talked about. You know, it's interesting hearing Virgil Hunter, his trainer. He said he's ahead of schedules. You see Ward hit the canvas and slip there.
Ward tried to throw a short little hook and decided not to, and his momentum took him and had him fall over a little bit of Gould's foot.
Hunter says he's ahead of schedule and settling down quicker. Always tough for the young fighters, Joe. You know this, to settle down early on in the fight.
Yeah, well, you know, by nature, I think Andre Ward is a patient fighter, so I don't think he gets unsettled. I just think he's got to grow into the pro ranks, learn a few more things, see what the better guys do, what the champs do, and start emulating some of that stuff. But his own natural ability is going to take him a long way. He, a guy like this can make anybody look bad when he wants to at any point that he wants to. And right now, he's just dominating with that jab right in the center of the ring against Kendall Gould.
You know, it's interesting. I remember there was a recent interview with USA Today that Ward did.